All right, what is up, everybody? Keith Jameson, Go Back Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry. We are back. Sorry I missed last week. Family things came up, and the car was not a good place to tape. But we are back for a 4-gamer on Saturday. I'm super pumped. It's actually a really fun one. So hope you guys had a good midweek Champions Week with the showdowns. We're gonna jump right into the content. Reminder: like, subscribe, comment to the video, and one quick announcement. Really hard to make an announcement, but this is one of my last videos for some time. I'm not excluding making a comeback in the future, but I need to take a step away from DFS content for a bit, for the family, for my real job, and kind of when you like lose a little bit of passion, it's a good time to take a step away. I've been doing this like nonstop every single day for 5-6 years with FSI. I'm so thankful for the guys at the company. They're going to keep it going. Some changes coming up, but it's going to keep going strong at FSI, so make sure that you're subscribing there. But this will be one of my last few. Definitely doing the final EPL. Going to do a final for Champions League, but that might be about it. So anyhow, let's jump into it. First game, United going to Bournemouth. Huge game for United. Let's just keep in mind. Let's talk about implications, or let's keep in mind implications when we're making our pick. United is 1 point up on Liverpool for that final Champions League spot. Like massive deal. Lots of money in play. So United are very, and these guys want to play Champions League, right? So he's got United is going to be very forward. Bournemouth should be safe. So, you know, they're at home. Obviously, there's a lot of pride there, but a little bit less to play for. I think Bruno's a great play. Obviously, we saw Luke Shaw going back to left back. He, Eriksson, and Bruno all kind of are a little bit of a set piece. What's the right word? Confusion? It's not the right word, but you get what I'm saying. I'm really not the biggest like Luke Shaw fan when there is confusion. Like, it's okay if like they're the big time home favorite and we know he's going to take all the set pieces, but as soon as like he doesn't have like a straight line to a ton of sets, his open play value isn't that great. So I do like Bruno. I think Bruno is my favorite play by far. I think Bruno's probably my only play from United, even though the second biggest favorite on the slate. Floors for United are kind of skittish. You know, if Rashford is healthy, I think it's fine. Sancho, I don't know. Forward's gonna be tough to fill. This isn't exactly my favorite spot to fill it from. But yeah, I think that no United from a GPP perspective could be really good. I think Liverpool will soak up a lot of the ownership. So United could come in a little bit under-owned. All that being said, on the Bournemouth side, Nato is probably one of my favorite plays at goalie. He's been really good for them. And at home versus United, he should see a lot of shots. I always like home dogs. I think they're always live for big games. So, you know, maybe that's kind of skewing my opinion on the United attackers because I do like NATO. Also on the Bournemouth side, Christie would be fine. Fine is probably the best way to say it. He's not in my holder. But I don't think I'm going for Bournemouth pieces, maybe outside NATO. All right, let's move on to Palace, going to Fulham. This is pretty much a true pick-em. Olise obviously is a fantastic, unbelievable play. I made a comment with the Storm last weekend. I think Olise at this point is like the just absolute stone nuts for a DFS soccer player. Just crosses the ball a ton, monopoly of set pieces. Funny enough, Eze will take like 1 or 2 random sets, but then Olise will take the rest. Draws fouls, shoots, like just everything we could possibly want. Super fun player. It's really expensive. I don't necessarily know, you know, a way to fool him that like he's some sort of just like lock and load. That being said, he's like lock and loaded for 10 points. You get some upside. You get a decisive. You get an assist or a goal. That's 20 plus points right there. So it's hard to like not like him. I think Eze's getting a little too expensive. I really would like to play, but you know, it's a price thing. Like if he was in like the mid 5s, it'd be easy. You know, Zaha left injured. I don't know if he'll be back. Ayew is okay. Got a lot of okays from Palace. And then Olise, who's great. From the Fulham side, one of my favorite values, Tom Kearney. With Pereira out, Kearney has been splitting set pieces with Willian. Willian becomes a forward play if you can fit it. Willian's been a lot better since Pereira's been gone, but Kearney at 4,900 kind of sticks out. as a really good value. He has the one big game, and then last week, solid floor of 9.1 points at 4,900 is really good. The fullbacks always get forward a little bit. Tete and Robinson, I think they're both fine if you can fit. I'm saying the word fine a lot. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think that's all I got for this game. Here's a game that kind of have a lot of eyes. Aston Villa going to Liverpool. Let's just start with Aston Villa. I don't really like anybody in play here for cash. Their sets should be Louise and McGinn. When McGinn is wide, he's actually kind of interesting because he draws fouls. He's been splitting some set pieces and he can shoot. When he's inside, more defensive work. I think Villa's going to play very much on the counter, try to soak up a lot of Liverpool's press. I don't think they're going to try to play through it. Emery's a really, really good manager. He'll have good tactics here, so this is not going to be an easy game for Liverpool, despite being a minus 225 favorite. From the Liverpool side, Trent Alexander-Arnold, after making all of these headlines of, is he washed? All this has been absolutely sensational for about a month and a half now. I think he's a lock and load at 7.9, splitting sets with Robertson. He has this hybrid role, and it really depends on the game and the tactics. Klopp can move him inside and play as a overloading the box midfielder. Pep Guardiola does that a lot in the past. When he had guys like Cancelo would play as borderline midfielder because he's just such a good passer. Same deal with TAA. Robertson's a really solid play as well. Again, splitting sets. You never really know which one of them is going to go off crossing wise, so you can always just play both. I do think Villa is going to be stingy for goals. I think Salah is going to catch a lot of ownership because it's Salah, and they're the biggest favorite, and forward is a little bit tough. I think it is okay. I'm not going to say fine again. Okay. But, I think my overarching thing, not talking out loud about this, I don't have a forward I love. I think McNeil in the next game may attract some ownership. Everton is a slight home favorite, but or not home favorite, away favorite. But there's just not a lot of guys that grab attention. I think I'm gonna really be looking for if there's a punt guy. It might be really worth just taking a punt at forward and spinning up on all these other forwards. Obviously the other forwards, whether it's Diaz, whether it is Jota, whether it is Nunez, all Gakpo, they're all okay too. Salah would be the best of the group being on PKs. Final game, Everton going to Wolves. Everton is a slight favorite right now. That surprised me. Everton is very, very much playing for relegation. Oh, I'm sorry. And I should have mentioned Liverpool, very much in that battle for that 4th Champions League spot. So they are going to be out in full force. The crowd will be crazy. So that is a big game for Liverpool. Everton, a massive game too. They are outside of the drop zone. They need to get points here. Versus Wolves, that is probably why they're a slight favorite, knowing what is at stake. Let's start from the Wolves side. Another value player I really like is Pedro Neto, 4,700. He now seems fit for 90, splitting set pieces and sometimes monopoly set pieces at home, sub 5K. The guy you want to look for that not being in is Pablo Sarabia. If we just see Neto without him, more than likely it's Neto and Ruben Neves, who's a good play in his own right. Splitting sets. Neves more than likely on PKs too. If they were actually to get a PK, Wolves does not get very many. Cunha, always an interesting forward option. I think the talent is there, even though the results aren't always. Diego Costa, maybe that could be one of our punt guys. I forgot to look up what his price was, but hopefully it's super cheap because he never does anything. And it's Everton. Everton can get leaky. So also Hee Chang, I can't remember what the third part is, but the winger for Wolves, I think he could be in play too if he starts. He's pretty interesting guy, in terms of, I feel like when he starts, he always gets us in that 5 to 7 range. So depending on his price, that could be a good play as well. On the Everton side of things, Dwight McNeil, I think, is one of the premier floor forwards on the slate. He's just been awesome for them ever since Sean Dyche took over. Wolves is not a team that will control possession. This game will have plenty of opportunities for Dwight McNeil to do well. He's been splitting sets with James Garner. I much prefer Kearney and Neto to Garner, mostly because Garner has a defensive role and doesn't really give us a lot of upside for goal assist outside of a corner. So the only way he's really getting assist is a header off the corner. So if you play some of him combining with Tarkowski, something like that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's my Everton options. I think Iwobi has been good all year, even when he doesn't take set pieces. He's been fine. Calvert-Lewin could be a cheap forward option, but just no floor to speak of at all. Yeah, that's about it. All right, we hit 10 minutes. 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to just thank everybody again. If you're just going around, thank you for all the support. This will definitely not be like the last you've ever seen from me, but I got to take this break. So I'm excited to take some stuff away. I'll still be in the lobbies, still be hanging around, but in terms of content, just getting a relief from that. All right, thank you guys so much. Good luck tomorrow. See you.